When performed correctly, squats are an extremely safe exercise. To set yourself up for one, you have to wedge yourself under the bar, placing it either at a high or low bar position, and you want to make sure that your wrist alignment is pretty neutral. It's very important that when you lift off, you've braced your core and are not still wiggling around. So once you're ready, you want to extend your hips and knees at the same time as you stand up. Taking a few steps back to make sure your feet are placed slightly wider than shoulder width apart. This stance, however, will vary amongst people. The width of the stance should be comfortable and allow for full range of motion. After that, you want to make sure that your feet are pointed out slightly, something that's called like a tripod foot, meaning you're going to keep all 3 points of the foot in equal contact with the ground, the ball of the big toe, the base of the little toe, and the center of the heel. I'm always barefoot because I like to grip the ground and feel my feet push off. Once you are finally set up, you want to make sure you're pretty much squeezing your glutes, or you're generating external rotation torque at the hips. Then you create a rigid trunk by bracing your core, big breath and core tight. And then you squat down. You want to make sure your hips go back. You remain balanced by keeping the bar over the midfoot during the entire time. The barbell is your center of gravity now. For example, during a high bar squat, you will have a more upright torso, versus a low bar squat, you will probably lean slightly forward. You want to make sure that you do not allow your knees to cave, especially during the ascent. You can drive your knees out as you propel yourself upward. You use your hip drive to stand up, and please make sure you do not let your back fall forward or round. So essentially, the cue you want to look up at is drive hips forward and pull shins back to vertical. The barbell squat doesn't always have to be taken ass to grass, as you may hear it a bunch of times. However, every athlete should be able to hit at least parallel depth. So when you're back at the top, do not lock your knees because you might be thrown completely off balance. And that's how you do a squat.